Two 17-year-old boys are charged with second-degree murder in that Scarborough town center shooting last week. The victim was found in the bathroom at the busy shopping mall. We're now learning more about the 19-year-old victim.
The little Jamaica needs help. We need support. It's a crisis going on in the area.
Organizers of the Little Jamaica Festival speaking to CP24 after having to cancel the annual event days before it was set to take over Midtown. More on the community's cry for help coming up.
And hurts to say it, but this is the last long weekend of summer. Almost time for back to school and so much going on in our city, including this. We're live at the X. The CNE is wrapping up its annual 18-day run.
This is Live at 5. Hello, I'm Melissa Duggan.
And I'm Lena Latafat. Thanks so much for joining us and welcome to Live at 5. It is the final weekend of summer, and that means the final few days of the CNE.
CP24 Cija Liu joining us live from the Midway. Tell us about all the action, the smells. You know, you really get that whole sense of fun when you arrive there.
Yeah, and there's no better view than on top of the super slide ride. We are here getting a 360 view of the CNE. And where did the time go? It is the last weekend of the summer, but there is no better way to celebrate than here at the CNE, a summer tradition. Here are my fellow riders here. How are you guys doing today?
We're having a wonderful time. This is the kids' first time here at the CNE, and it's just been amazing.
And why is this such a great summer tradition for you guys?
Well, because we get to eat lots of ice cream, lots of junk, and enjoy this beautiful day and all the fun rides.
Oh, love that. And let me ask you over here, what is your favorite thing to do at the CNE?
Probably this slide, I would say.
Okay. I haven't been on it before. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scary?
Like a 6.5.
Okay,
Yeah.
not too bad. You know, everyone can handle it. Are you sad at all that it's the last weekend of summer? This is the last chance to enjoy?
Yes, very much.
Well, there's no better way to do it than at this slide. So let's give it a go here. We'll meet you down there. Wish us luck. Are you ready, guys? Yes. Adamo, are you ready? Are you ready? Say yes.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Matt?
Nope.
Nope, but hey, let's do it. Woo! Woo! We made it! Hi! How are you guys feeling?
Great, that was so much fun.
We did it! Hey, we're not all the way at the end yet, but we're getting there. So guys, this is just a glimpse of what's happening at the CNE. We have 3 more days to go. Everything is done September 1st, but no better time to enjoy it than here. Send it back to you guys.
That looks like so much fun, and I feel like this is a chance for the adults to feel like kids again.
Yeah, thanks for taking us on that ride too, Cija.
Yeah, great work. Thanks so much, Cija Liu, live at the CNE. And staying there, some of the best pilots across the world are gearing up for the 76th Canadian International Air Show.
This is what the scene was like at Billy Bishop earlier when we got a sneak peek at some of the vintage planes and modern military aircraft. They'll all be on display over Lake Ontario. The Canadian Forces Snowbirds and the CF-18 demonstration team are among this year's headliners.
Well, for this year, we're really focusing on Canadiana. So we've got all Canadian pilots from across coast to coast. We've got a lot of new performers here. We've got Dan Fortin. We've got Marco Rasconi is back with the P-51. Marco is a former snowbird. We've also got the Northern Stars, which is made up of 2 former snowbirds, plus a retired RCAF officer. So we've got the best aviators from Canada joining us this weekend.
It's a Nanchang, CJ6 Nanchang. It was built in Nanchang, China. So in the mid-50s, new design was required for the military trainer in China, and this is what came out. It's the first airplane that was 100% built and designed in China. So first flight in 1958, and they were in production up until about 2007. This specific airplane is a 1985. So as far as the airplane is concerned, that's pretty young.
We apply upwards of 1,500 pounds of force to keep us planted into the seat. So even though we're pushing hard, we keep, perfectly firm in the seat, It's like when you fly this plane, it's like putting on a pair of pants. Like you feel very much one with it. You don't move around at all. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but that's beside the point. You know, we're flying our routines for, not that long. And when I fly cross country, it is what it is. There's no autopilot, there's no automation, but I love the airplane and I just put up with it.
This is going to be such a treat. And the air show runs daily from noon to 3:40 p.m. on Saturday to Monday.
And you definitely know when it's on. You can hear when it begins and ends.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing to check out this Labor Day weekend, Busker Fest.
Yeah, you'll see all sorts of performers from around the globe showing off their amazing stunts down at Woodbine Park. There's also comedy shows, food trucks, and the beer garden to check out. Admission is free, but it is suggested you give a $10 donation to Epilepsy Toronto. We got a chance to speak to some of the performers.
It's wonderful. I've been a professional musician for 20 plus years in every corner of the music industry. And this is by far the most fulfilling, connecting with kids through music and watching them discover and experience new things is, it's truly rewarding, especially as a parent myself. Okay.
Our evenings are full of fire and music, a beer garden. We've got musicians and magicians and acrobats and aerialists and daredevils and stuff you've never seen before.
The event runs from today through to Monday.
What's going on in our city? That includes this, the Toronto Dragon Festival, coming back for yet another year. This is a live look from Nathan Phillips Square, already looking busy over there.
It is. This is the 6th annual event kicking off this hour at Nathan Phillips Square, so just getting started there. The weekend-long festival featuring lions and dragon dance performances, humanoid robots, and, of course, lots of food. The free event will run until 11 p.m. tonight and tomorrow, and from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday.
Well, the Little Jamaica Festival was supposed to take over Eglinton West this weekend, but the event was abruptly canceled.
The local BIA made the announcement on social media, citing what it described as funding and permit challenges. The festival celebrates Jamaican culture and was scheduled to kick off tomorrow. Organizers say they'll continue to work toward hosting future events.
And it was approved. This year, we sent in a more detailed plan. I think it was a 14-page plan, and we were denied. It wasn't approved, and we've sent in another plan, and I think we're still waiting on that for that to be approved. But the August the 30th and the August the 31st it wasn't approved. It wasn't approved. So that's the facts. That's where we're at.
We have been working back and forth with the city on this for quite some time. We have had meetings with the city. We have submitted, as the chairman said, and it was denied, asking for more in-depth detail. So we have been going back and forth. But with the financial aspect of it, we have applied for many grants, which was denied. So there's the financial piece also tie into that, why some of those documentation might have not been submitted. It has been submitted, but it was reviewed and asked for a more in-depth requirements than what we had produced last year. So we're working back and forth with the city, but we are having these challenges.
So organizers say the festival continues to face a lot of financial hardship, and they're saying part of that is the community needs support because of the ongoing construction related to the Eglinton Crosstown LRT. Now, for its part, the City of Toronto has provided an explanation. It says the city did not issue a street event permit for this year's Little Jamaica Festival because the organizers did not meet application requirements, including submitting a detailed site plan and traffic management and security plans by the submission deadline.
The OPP will be keeping a close eye on highways this long weekend. They're also urging drivers who will be hitting the open road to do so safely and responsibly.
So we want drivers to be patient with one another this long weekend. Give extra spacing in between that car. There's going to be lots of cars on the roadways. So giving that extra distance for stopping time and being patient with other drivers, such as, vehicles merging onto the highway. We want if somebody's signaling in front of you to get in front of you, just let them in, give them that room, and just be patient with one another.
In York Region, officers will be using new Canadian-made technology to identify impaired drivers. The mobile app, it's called Evidex, and it's for the standardized field sobriety test, which gives officers the ability to complete roadside sobriety tests up to 50% faster with much greater accuracy. Here's our conversation with Constable Reed Holland with York Regional Police on this.
Doing it pen and paper, I'd have to fill it out, and then I have to sort of interpret those results and write it out in a narrative. The app walks me through step by step and creates that narrative report for me, automatically generates that report, sends it to a single web-based portal, which then automatically attaches it to our general occurrence report for fast disclosure. So it gets to the courts, it gets to the Crown Attorney, it gets to the accused, their lawyer, and it really simplifies the process.
Okay, the holiday Monday coming up fast. Yep. Here's a look at what's open and closed on Monday for Labor Day.
Yeah, most major grocery chains will be closed Labor Day. All LCBO locations will be shut as well. Most municipal offices will be closed along with Toronto Public Library branches. All banks will be closed and there will be no mail delivery happening on the holiday either.
Now, some tourist attractions will be operating on Labor Day, including the CN Tower, Hockey Hall of Fame, and the Toronto Zoo. There are some select shopping centres, including the Eden Centre and Vaughan Mills. They will be open for business. The beer store says it will have 82 locations open across the province. The TTC will be running on a holiday schedule, while Go Transit will be operating on a Saturday schedule.
It's now 5:11, 18 degrees out there, and you're watching Live at 5.
The TTC will consider replacing monthly passes with fare capping. We'll have more on what that could mean for riders coming up.
Welcome back. One person is in hospital following a stabbing in Etobicoke this afternoon.
It happened around 1:30 in the area of Kipling Avenue and the Westway. Police say they were initially called for a fight at a residence, but upon arrival, they located a male victim suffering from stab wounds. He was taken to hospital. The extent of his injuries are unknown. Another male was arrested at the scene. He was also taken to hospital with injuries.
And staying in Etobicoke, 3 people have been taken to hospital after a crash there.
It happened just after 1:30 this afternoon near Highway 27 and Rexdale Boulevard. Toronto police say 3 vehicles were involved, but it's unclear what caused the crash. One person sustained serious non-life-threatening injuries. The other 2 had minor injuries. The investigation is ongoing.
Well, 2 teens have been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting at the Scarborough Town Centre last week.
Police were called to the mall last Thursday after receiving calls that someone had been shot. When officers arrived, they found a man in the washroom. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Today, police announcing the arrest of 2 17-year-old boys, both charged with second-degree murder. Their identities cannot be released under the Youth Criminal Justice Act.
And police have identified the man killed in last week's shooting as 19-year-old Daniel Amalathas. A shopper found him unconscious inside the family washroom located near the lower-level food court. He is the city's 27th homicide victim of the year. And CTV News Toronto has been speaking with this 19-year-old's family. We're going to have more on that coming up at 5:30, so don't go anywhere.
And police have identified the victim in a fatal shooting on Wednesday in Vaughan as they continue to search for the suspect involved.
Yeah, York Regional Police are looking for this vehicle seen fleeing the area of Langstaff and Jane. Officers were called to the area around 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday. It's where they found a man suffering from injuries later determined to be the result of gunshot wounds. That man was pronounced dead on scene and has now been identified as 41-year-old Duvain Donald Francis. If you have any information, you are asked to come forward.
The city expects a busy intersection in East York that was shut down due to a sinkhole. It will reopen by Monday.
Yeah, we're talking about a massive sinkhole which opened up at Coxwell and Cosburn Avenues. A section of the street completely collapsed after a water main broke late Wednesday night. Crews have finished repairing the broken pipe and they have filled in the hole, but they're not done fixing the road just yet. That's why it's still closed. TTC buses are detouring to avoid the area, but sidewalks remain open to pedestrians.
The TTC is set to consider a report next month that suggests replacing monthly passes with a fare capping system.
Yeah, here's how this works. It starts with making trips free after a passenger takes a certain number of rides in a calendar month. The report recommends capping fares after either 40, 44, or 47 rides. It says the system is simple for passengers to use and gives them the same price certainty as a monthly pass without the upfront cost. An adult monthly pass costs about $156 right now. Fare capping is already being used by other transit agencies in the GTA, including Go Transit.
So
and transit advocacy group TTC Riders says implementing fare capping is the right move to make.
We're thrilled to see TTC staff are recommending fare capping instead of a monthly pass. It's something that we've been calling for several years. The TTC actually endorsed this theory in principle in 2022. It shouldn't have taken this long for them to put something forward, and we hope that the TTC board and inevitably City Council votes in favor of fare capping. It's just a common sense solution for transit riders.
So what's next? Well, the report is scheduled to go before the TTC's Strategic Planning Committee on September 4th.
All right, it's the Friday before a long weekend and the last long weekend of the summer. You know it's going to be a busy drive out there. Let's get a check on that with Heather Seaman.
Hi there. Yeah, it's absolutely busy on all the major routes. A lot of activities happening in town. A lot of people going away for the long weekend. Just spotted this issue here. It's the eastbound 403, just west of Mississauga Road. Stalled vehicle is off to the right shoulder. I can see some people standing outside of their vehicles. Do drive carefully past that area. Work crews on scene as well. We'll keep an eye out on that, but traffic is getting by. Eastbound 401, that continues to jam up from approaching the 427 to past Weston Road, off and on. Again, north of the city and east of the city, we're seeing a lot of volume as people head to the cottage. The eastbound 401, let me see if I can bring up that camera. Southbound 404, not doing too badly through Steeles, but once you get to Finch, things start to jam up from about Finch to south of the 401. Northbound Don Valley Parkway, we're seeing the typical volume from about Millwood to north of Lawrence. Seeing a bit of improvement, if I can say that. Westbound Gardner, we were seeing volume from about Parliament. Now it's closer to about Jarvis to west of Bathurst. There is a Jays game happening tonight at Rogers Centre, so a lot more motorists heading into the downtown core. Also the final weekend of the CNE. And off the major routes, wanted to mention crews are at the scene of a residential fire, Little Norway Crescent. That's south of Bathurst and Lakeshore, so avoid that area. That's it. Back to you.
This CP24 traffic report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Enjoy the journey with a stress-free commute.
Well, that's just the kind of traffic update people are watching closely. Thanks so much for that, Heather. It is 5:19, 18 degrees. This is Live at 5.
Coming up, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for changes to the criminal code. We'll tell you more.
The federal Conservatives want to amend the criminal code to say use of force is reasonable to defend your home if someone breaks into it.
Yeah, Pierre Poilievre made that announcement outside a private home in Brampton today. He says people have the right to protect their homes. The announcement comes after a recent incident in Lindsay where a tenant was charged with assault after police say an intruder armed with a crossbow broke into his apartment.
Now, look, if you're defending your house, you don't have time to think through 9 different conditions. You have one condition: to protect yourself and your kids. And it is wrong for the law, for the police, and for judges to apply a complicated, indecipherable legal doctrine against you when you were only doing what is right.
The Canadian economy shrank in the second quarter of the year as American tariffs put businesses under strain.
Yeah, Stats Canada says real gross domestic product fell 1.6% on an annualized basis following growth of 2% in the first quarter. U.S. duties squeezed exports, but higher household and government spending softened the impact. This is the first contraction in 7 quarters and could increase the chances of an interest rate cut by the Bank of Canada next month.
It is 5:22, 18 degrees. This is Live at 5.
We are live outside Rogers Centre tonight. The Jays are getting set to open a series against the best team in baseball. Here's a live look at fans. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back. The Toronto Blue Jays will take on the best team in baseball when they open a series at home against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight.
Oh, I can't wait. CP24's Andrew Brennan. He is live outside the Rogers Centre talking to fans. I'm guessing they're confident about the Jays right now.
Oh, they're absolutely confident, and I'm confident that we found amongst the best armchair analysts in the business to help us understand how great this team is, and also just, wax poetic about Jay's past. We're going to bring in Laura Bélanger and her daughter. Thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
You came from Sudbury today.
Yes, I did.
I know you guys came in style, but more importantly, you have been here before. You were able to watch the Jays back in 92, 93.
Yes, when they won the cup. Yeah, not the cup, but the World Series.
Okay, just so you know, we love French Canadians, and we're going to be very nice with our traductions en français, merci. But what was it like watching that team?
Oh, I was something else.
You were telling your daughter that it was the best day of your life and she was born.
Yes, that's right.
But what is it when you think of what this team can do? Do you think that they have what's in it to have a championship team like that?
Of course, they will. They will go far, I'm sure. Yes.
And how far do you think they can go?
Quite far. To the final.
So what do you think coming all the way down here to have fun together? Do you think this is the best place to be to watch some baseball?
Of course.
What do you think?
Yes.
Oh, I love being here. The atmosphere here in Toronto is always the best. There's nothing like watching the Jays live.
So you said that you were at a play or when?
Oh, so in '92 when the Blue Jays won the World Series, my parents were at the game and we were watching a play, Miss Saigon, but we had earphones on to listen. And when they won, my mom said she cried. She said it was the best day of her life. I thought it was when I was born, but obviously not.
Well, Laura, do you think that it would be the second best day of your life if the Jays won the series this year?
Yes, and I would come back to that day.
Okay. We'll meet you at Gate 6. We'll see you for the game.
Okay, thank you.
Merci encore.
Mon plaisir.
For the both of you. From Sudbury, Ontario, Laura Bélanger and family, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, one more time. A little bit more excitement there.
Hey, go Jays, go!
I love the magic of a microphone. You can get people to say almost anything. Merci encore. Have a wonderful time. So that means that she had a good time. She just said that she did. Thank you. So thank you to you both. We're going to talk to more Jays fans, but needless to say, it's a good atmosphere here, and these are two of the best teams in baseball. A lot of magic could happen.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
Very important.
Do you want to say very important?
Yes, tonight, yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you say back to you?
Pardon me?
Can you say, we're going to send it back inside. Can you say back to you?
Back to you.
Hey, Andrew, you've got some competition in her. Just saying. All right, Andrew Brennan reporting live from Rogers Center. I'm sure he would have something very clever
I love
to say
that too.
before
Fellow Northern Ontario
Yes.
women, Jays fans, my kind of gals.
Love it. All right, it's 5:28, 18 degrees. You're watching Live at 5.
And the long weekend, the final one of the summer, it is here. We're going to take a look at what's happening in the city, including the final days of the CNE. Stay with us. Two 17-year-old boys charged with second-degree murder in that Scarborough town center shooting last week. The 19-year-old victim was found in the bathroom at a busy shopping mall. We're now hearing from his family.
The little Jamaica needs help. We need support. It's a crisis going on in the area.
Organizers of the Little Jamaica Festival speak to CP24 after having to cancel the annual event days before it was set to take over Midtown. More on the community's cry for help coming up.
And say it ain't so. This is the last long weekend of the summer. Where did the season go? Almost time for back to school and so much going on in the city. We are live at the X. The CNE is wrapping up its annual 18-day run.
You're watching Live at 5. Good evening, and thanks so much for being with us. I'm Lena Latafat.
And I'm Melissa Duggan. Welcome to Live at 5. Two teens have been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting at the Scarborough Town Center last week.
Yes, CTV Toronto's Beth McDonnell spoke to the family of the 19-year-old victim today, and she joins us live. Beth.
It was just over a week ago that 19-year-old Daniel Amalathas was shot and killed at Scarborough Town Centre. Today I sat down with his parents. They are understandably completely grief-stricken, and they talked about the love for their son, how proud they are of him. He was a second-year student studying auto mechanical engineering at Ontario Tech University, worked part-time at Costco, loved taekwondo, basketball, loved going to the gym, and loved going to church. They talked about him being devoted to his faith, and they talked about last Thursday when they went shopping to the grocery store, which is just across from Scarborough Town Centre, and his mother actually saw the emergency responders at the mall, having no idea that they were actually responding to the shooting of their son. And so it wasn't until much later they learned that he had become a victim of this crime. Here's more of what they had to say.
Daniel was so sweet, and he's so kind, and he's very lovable. I don't sleep almost 7 days. I can't sleep. The night time, I remember him coming back from work.
And so today we learned from Toronto police about those two arrests, two 17-year-old boys charged with second-degree murder. They were scheduled to appear in court this morning, and I asked Danielle Amalathas' parents about these arrests, and they really leaned into their faith of God, and talking about how sorry they are also for these two other young people, whatever they've been caught up in, what this reality is, and going back to the fact that God will judge them.
Just heartbreaking, and you can see how devastating this is for the family, of course. Beth, let's talk more about the investigation. We know two 17-year-olds have been charged with second-degree murder. They appeared in court today. What more can you tell us?
Well, really, we don't know too much. Police have this week been quite tight-lipped about their investigation. We know that when this investigation unfolded, police said that a firearm was found in the washroom near the victim, and we know that the food court was quite busy at the time. In fact, many witnesses never even heard any gunshots, and the police said at the time that, it is possible that only one gunshot went off. I did ask Daniel's parents if they were aware of any friends or any trouble he might have been, and they couldn't think of anything. They said that he's had the same friends since he was young and that they know his close friends. The whole family is really in shock, trying to understand, and we will learn more as the court process unfolds, as it just began today. Back to you.
Just heartbreaking. Beth McDonnell reporting live for us from Scarborough. Beth, thanks so much for your reporting. We appreciate it. Well, one person is in hospital following a stabbing this afternoon in Etobicoke.
It happened around 1:15 in the area of Kipling Avenue and the Westway. Police say they were initially called for a fight at a residence, but upon arrival, they located a male victim suffering from stab wounds. He was taken to hospital, and the extent of his injuries not known. Another male was arrested at the scene. He was also taken to hospital with injuries.
And staying in the West End in Etobicoke, 3 people have been taken to hospital after a crash.
It happened just after 1:30 this afternoon near Highway 27 and Rexdale Boulevard. Toronto police say 3 vehicles were involved, but it's unclear what caused this crash. One person sustained serious non-life-threatening injuries, and the other had minor injuries, the other 2. The investigation is ongoing.
Police have identified the victim in a fatal shooting on Wednesday in Vaughan. This as they continue to search for the suspect involved.
Yeah, York Regional Police, they're looking for this vehicle seen fleeing the scene in the area of Langstaff and Jane. Officers were called to that area around 2:30 on Wednesday, where they found a man suffering from injuries, later determined to be the result of gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene and has been identified as 41-year-old Devane Donald Francis. Anyone with information is being asked to come forward.
Well, now to the East End. The city expects a busy intersection in East York that was shut down due to a massive sinkhole will reopen by Monday.
It was a big one. The sinkhole opening up at Coxwell and Cosburn Avenues. A section of the street collapsed after a water main broke late Wednesday night. Crews have finished repairing the broken pipe. They've also filled in the hole, but they're not done fixing the road just yet. TTC buses are detouring to avoid the area, but sidewalks, they remain open to pedestrians.
Well, the TTC is set to consider a report next month that suggests replacing monthly passes with a fare capping system.
Now, fare capping, it works by making trips free after a passenger takes a certain number of rides in a calendar month. The report recommends capping fares after either 40, 44, or 47 rides. It says the system is simple for passengers to use and gives them the same price certainty as a monthly pass without the upfront cost. An adult monthly pass costs $156 right now. Fare capping, it's already being used by other transit agencies in the GTA, including Go Transit. And transit advocacy group TTC Riders says implementing fare capping is the right move to make.
We're thrilled to see TTC staff are recommending fare capping instead of a monthly pass. It's something that we've been calling for several years. The TTC actually endorsed this theory in principle in 2022. It shouldn't have taken this long for them to put something forward, and we hope that the TTC board and inevitably City Council votes in favor of fare capping. It's just a common sense solution for transit riders.
Now, that report is scheduled to go before the TTC's Strategic Planning Committee on September 4th, so nothing final as of yet.
Let's check in on the commute with CP24's traffic specialist. Heather, how's it looking out there?
Well, it's a busy drive, Melissa and Lena. It's quite a busy drive. A lot of people getting an early start to the long weekend. I would say a late start now because it's after 5:30 in the evening. But we had some earlier issues here. Eastbound 403, just west of Mississauga Road, stalled vehicle blocking the right shoulder. They have cleared the area, so traffic is getting by. No issues there. 401 is busy both ways. North of the city, east of the city, we're seeing a lot more volume. The further east you get, the further north you get. A lot of people heading to the cottage, as I mentioned. Southbound 404 DVP combination, that is jamming up from Finch to south of the 401. Not aware of any crashes, but we're seeing quite a lot of volume here. Northbound Don Valley Parkway, that is jamming up from Millwood to north of Lawrence. The westbound Gardner, again, we're seeing volume from about Parliament to west of Bathurst. There's a Jays game tonight just after 7 o'clock. So a lot of people heading into the downtown core. It's also the final weekend of the CNE, so quite busy in the downtown core right now. Wanted to mention as well, fire crews are at the scene of a residential fire. It's a Little Norway Crescent at Queens Quay, so avoid that area. Also a heads up to transit riders. Subway service has resumed between St. George and College stations, but it's bypassing St. Andrew. That's due to an earlier incident. That's it. Back to you.
All right, it's going to be a busy weekend, that's for sure. Thanks so much, Heather. Appreciate the update. Well, it's also the final weekend of summer. It pains me to say that. And that, of course, means the final few days of the CNE. Always a bittersweet moment.
CP24's Sija Liu joins us live from the Midway. You're taking in all the fun there, Sija.
Yeah, and you can't leave the CNE without getting into the competitive spirits. We are here at Whack-A-Mole, a classic game. If you haven't won a stuffy, you still have time to come down. This is the final weekend at the CNE, and the weather is absolutely beautiful. But we're talking to some people who've been playing so far. How have you been enjoying your time at the CNE? You won a toy earlier?
Yeah, we are here with the family, so yeah.
You mentioned you come back pretty often. What makes the CNE so special to you?
We love the farm. Yeah, so especially we love the farm. We love everything, so we come as a family every year. So this is one thing we miss every year. So we love the farm the most since we have a baby. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. We're friends now, but we're going to be competitors in just a second. We'll be talking to Mark Holland here. He's the CEO. Mark, first off, weather is absolutely beautiful. How busy has it been down here at the CNE?
Well, we were having a phenomenal day, and of course we got a ton going on. Tonight is Mariana's Trench. We got Dean Brody tomorrow. We have the air show coming up. Obviously, we have the ice skating, the Super Dogs, and you see the Midway here. It's packed. People are having a blast. It's perfect weather. It's a great way to celebrate the end of summer.
And what has been a really memorable part of the CNE for you this year?
Well, it's got to be the marriage, right? Jacqueline and Patrick, I think we were all just totally taken away with just their incredible love story and connection here at the X. And for me, hearing those hundreds and hundreds of stories of people who have a connection, they met here at the X, or their first date was here, and they turned into marriages and lifelong relationships. It was so cool. So having that wedding, I think, was a real highlight.
And I know you're a pro at whack-a-mole. You said you've played this about 10 times now. If you do win, which toy would you pick?
Yeah, I got to go with the pickle. You know, we got a lot of fried pickles, a lot of different kind of pickles here, so I got to go with the pickle if I win. But I look, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We got a game to play, you know.
All right. You guys ready? Yeah. Ready to go?
All right.
Okay.
Ready, guys?
All right.
Grab your arms. Arms up. It's down in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Who's gonna be the best to 150? Let's go. And we got a winner.
There you go.
Awesome try, everyone.
All right.
There you go. Pickle it is. Yeah, there it is.
He is a pro at this now. You can say you are the CEO and the whack-a-mole champion.
Whack-a-mole champion, that's right. I'm going pro after
Pro.
that. Yeah.
All right, we'll send it back to you for now, but lots of things to do here at the CNE, and the weather is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, look at that prize.
All right. I just have to
Send it back to
say,
you guys.
I was rooting for our very own Sijaloo. Can I just say that?
I have a feeling that Mark has a lot of experience there, though.
That's fair. All right, you're watching Live at 5 on Toronto's Breaking News. CP24, it's 5:43, 18 degrees. Still to come.
The Little Jamaican Festival that was supposed to take place this weekend, it's now been canceled. We're going to tell you why. Organizers speaking out.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on CP24. The Little Jamaica Festival was supposed to take over Eglinton West this weekend, but that event was abruptly canceled.
So local BIA made the announcement on social media, citing what it described as funding and permit challenges. The festival celebrates Jamaican culture and was scheduled to kick off tomorrow. Organizers say they will continue to work toward hosting future events.
And it was approved. This year, we sent in a more detailed plan. I think it was a 14-page plan. And we were denied. It wasn't approved. And we've sent in another plan. And I think we're still waiting on that, for that to be approved. But the August the 30th and the August the 31st it wasn't approved. It wasn't approved. So that's the facts. That's where we're at.
We have been working back and forth with the city on this for quite some time. We have had meetings with the city. We have submit, as the chairman said, and it was denied, asking for more in-depth detail. So we have been going back and forth. But the financial aspect of it, we have applied for many grants, which was denied. So there's the financial piece also tie into that, why some of those documentation might have not been submitted. It has been submitted, but it was reviewed and asked for a more in-depth requirements than what we had produced last year. So we're working back and forth with the city, but we are having these challenges.
Now, the city released a statement, and that reads, the City of Toronto did not issue a street event permit for this year's Little Jamaica Festival because the organizers did not meet application requirements, including submitting a detailed site plan and traffic management and security plans by the submission deadline. Organizers, of course, say businesses there have been hurting for a long time, and much of that has to do with construction related to the Eglinton Crosstown LRT.
It is 5:48, 18 degrees. This is Live at 5.
Well, coming up, we'll check in with a parenting expert on tips for getting ready for back to school. That conversation's next.
You know, I really do love this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Not
so
everyone
special.
loves it. It is the final long weekend of summer. That means getting back to the old routine. School just around the corner. Children, though, may be dealing with some anxiety.
Yeah, some might be excited, but others may have back to school jitters. And for tips on how to deal with this transition, we turn to parenting expert Vivian Maraki tonight. Vivian, it's good to have you on the show. Welcome, and thanks so much for joining us. Let's begin with those back to school jitters, because that's a very real thing for so many kids.
Absolutely. The back to school jitters is normal and regular. And what can really support them is first understanding what an overload might look like. Sometimes their nervous system gets overloaded. And what that means is they need more support. Sometimes we might look at them when they might be acting out a bit more. They might be feeling irritable, meltdown, shutdowns, even stomach aches, more cleanness. All this is really normal in back to school, especially with younger children and those who have neurodivergent needs or are sensitive empaths. And the thing that I often want to emphasize is these are not bad behaviors, but rather they're signals for us to pay attention to, that their brain and their nervous systems are in survival mode. They're not misbehaviors, but rather what they need is more connection and co-regulation to help them re-regulate back, not correction.
How do we show that connection, I wonder?
Yeah, so a lot of that is actually very simply presence. I talk a lot about presence over perfection or performance, especially in parenting. And so it's about listening to them, paying attention, giving them more time, more space, asking, what's happening for you right now? You know, or sometimes it's just being quiet and sitting with them and having a little bit of that heart-to-heart or a hug closeness and those moments.
I want to ask you about the importance of a routine when we're talking about this time of year, and how do you enforce that routine, Vivian?
Yeah, so I think that sometimes routine, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's absolute, but it does mean reintroducing things back in that we know is going to support them. More time, more space, but also having that rhythm. So looking at, time frames around bedtime. It could be small rituals before going to bed to help them ease into bedtime. And then in the morning, what are those similar rituals in the morning that we can lean on to help support them in getting ready for school? Not just in terms of it's time for homework and all those things, but what are the other rituals that we're bringing in to help to support their nervous system and what they might need in the moment?
So, Vivian, it's kind of dinner time right now on Friday. We're looking ahead to Tuesday when a lot of kids get started. What should we be doing over this long weekend to make those final preparations?
I think that really depends on the family. So some families may find that, and in many cases, I actually suggest parents ask their kids, like, what do you think would support you most? What do you want to spend your last week doing? Because what that does is it gives them agency and choice and empowerment in themselves in terms of what they choose. And then some kids may actually I want to make the most of it, like what are those moments and kind of play till I drop kind of thing. And some other kids may actually want a little bit more rest and quiet. So we follow their lead. And they introduce these things in terms of, those routines, getting their stuff ready, getting all that organized and all of that.
Yeah, every child is different, so that's so important. Parenting expert Vivian Meraki, thanks so much for this conversation. We appreciate it. Have a great long weekend.
You as well. Thanks so much for having me.
It is 5:54, 18 degrees. This is Live at 5.
And we are live outside Rogers Center tonight. The Jays are getting set to open a series against the best team in baseball. We'll be right back with a preview.
Get ready, baseball fans. Toronto Blue Jays taking on the best team in baseball when they open a series at home against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight. CP24's Andrew Brennan getting us teed up outside Rogers Center. Andrew?
Yeah, a lot of Jays fans really excited for the matchup tonight, the first time they get to see the Brewers in action. And let's put it this way, you're talking about two of the best teams in the major leagues. The Brewers have the best record on paper. The Jays are playing some of the best baseball that we've seen from this squad in years. And when you also factor in some of the players that are contributing, you have it's a 1 in 26 approach. Everybody, whether it's the people out on the field or in the batting order, they are looking to have one team that ultimately can come ahead, and they are doing a pretty good job at it. This team right now, looking at some stats in front of me, 78 and 56 overall, 54 and 20, or I should say 44 and 22 in home games. The Brewers are pretty good on the road, but when I've been speaking with people here, they say that this team can go far and should go far as well tonight. So, first of a 3-game homestand against the Brewers tonight at 7:07. We are outside of the Rogers Center chatting with fans and having a pretty good time. I'm also pretty sure that we have to send it back before we get photo. Okay, can you say go Blue Jays? No? There we go. Okay, that's good enough. All right, back inside. Yeah, good job. I like the hats.
You didn't get a go Blue Jays, but you did get a couple waves, Brenny.
I did. I got a couple of waves. That's the best we're going to accept from this crowd here. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that. It is going to be a great weekend of baseball to watch.
All right, it is 5:58, 18 degrees. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24, and it is the final long weekend of summer and the last few days of CNE. Can you believe that? Thanks so much for joining us.